Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hey Aman, welcome. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Hare Hare.
Rama.
Krishna.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I could save money on plane trips. Just put you on here, and then we're in the same room. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Bo Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Rama Rama Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
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 Hari Hari
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari Hari
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
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 Hari
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari Rama
Rama
Hari
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari Hari Hari
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
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 Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Rama Hare
Rama Hari Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama
Rama Rama Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari Rama
Rama Hari
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Hari
Hari
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama
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 Hari Hari
Hari
Hari Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Hari Hari Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hari
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Hari Hari Rama
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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Hari Hari Rama Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
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 Hari Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hari
Hari Hari
Hari
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hari
Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Rama
Hari
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
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 Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hari Hari Rama Rama
Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna.
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Ay, ay, ay. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Rama, Rama, Hari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari
Hare
Hari,
Hare Hare
Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hari
Krishna,
Hari, Hari
Hare
Rama.
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Rama,
Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Mm.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Rama, Rama, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Rama, Hari
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, 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 Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Hari,
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hari Rama, Hari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna, Hare Hare Hare
Rama, Hari
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hari
Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama,
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 Hari Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare Hare
Rama, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hari Rama, Hari
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hari
Krishna,
Rama, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hari 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 Rama, Rama, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Krishna Hare
Rama
Ram Hare Ram
Rama Hari Hari
Ram Hare
Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hari Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hari Hari
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Rama Hari Hari
Ram
Hari Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Ram Hare
Rama
Ram
Hari Hari Hari
Ram Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Ram Ram
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Gauranga. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Gauranga. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Srivas, Gadadhar, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita, Srivas, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita. Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Srivas, Gadadhar, Srivas, Gadadhar, Sri Advaita, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna
Ah.
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya
It's
Sri
so hard to
Advaita
worship Krishna.
Jaya
It's
Gaur
so difficult.
Bhaktavinda.
Man, so tough. Tough sadhana, man. Who do we got here? We got somebody here. Who's hiding here? See here. Somebody hiding? No. All right. So, little Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We'll start again here. It's so good. Let us glorify Vrajabhumi, the place where Sri Krishna enjoys transcendental pastimes. Let us glorify Vrajabhumi, the place where Sri Krishna enjoys transcendental pastimes, simply by drinking with their ears the nectarian description of Vrajabhumi. The liberated souls abandon the bliss of impersonal Brahman and yearn to attain the land of Raj. With a pure heart, let me worship Vrajabhumi, which is the form of the sweetness of meditation on Sri Krishna. Without the bhav, without that bhav, the ecstatic devotion, the heart doesn't get pure enough to worship Krishna Vrindavan. That's why people don't know Vrindavan. So we have to get that from the devotees association. Okay? See, we get that bhakti lata bij, see, and that bhakti lata bij is that bhav, it's that relation. You start to feel like attraction to Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. See, that's relation, because that's Krishna, that's Lord Chaitanya. See, we need that relation. Without that relation, it just looks like a book, with words on a page. Relation. See, you get the relation from the bona fide guru. If you're following a guru for 10 years, 1 year, even 1 year, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, 40 years, and you're not feeling relation with these pastimes, you're not feeling like I really need this book. That means you really need Krishna. Because in the beginning was the Word was with God. See, conclusiveness, the truth is what sets us free. So if you at least know that, I need relation. And then I'm part of the family. See, so when you start to feel attracted to the books, now that means you have Bhakti Lata Bij. That means you were with a real devotee, a real spiritual master, or a real associate of the Lord. See? They give relation. See? Without that relation, you have no attraction to the books. You'll just be on the path of Vaidhi and just be work for Krishna, because you got no relation. See? What does Bhagavad Gita 10:10 say? To those who worship me with love. See? Loving ecstasy, devotion. I give them the understanding how to come back to me. See, and it's simple. It's relation. Okay? And you get that by the association. And if you cannot worship me like that, then follow the rules and regulations. See why Prabhupada said, well, they can't follow like this. Not yet. So let's start them out. Start them out. Learn about Krishna, study the Vedas, become purified in the mode of goodness. What on this level of preaching is not purification at all. See, because it's purification of the heart. So you get relation. Because you can go your whole life in the mode of goodness and study the Vedas and be a nice scholar, PhD, whatever, and still not have relation. And that's what's happening now. Most don't have that relation yet because they haven't received Bhakti Lata Bish. They're not conclusive. See? When I was chanting, this verse came to me when Jesus, how he was showing a disciplic line. He says, whoever receives you, receives me. Okay? Whoever receives you, receives me, and receives the Father. That's how it is. See? That disciplic line, in line like this. And that's how you get connected. That's why also liberated souls like this often become beggars. And whoever gives them even a cup of water, like Jesus says, is benefited. Because that goes directly in line back to the Lord. It's your start of your devotional service. You might think you're just giving it to like a poor beggar, but you're actually giving it through in the line, goes on. And the Lord says, oh, this person gave my devotee a gift, which I received through them. You remember how Prabhupada would have his devotees offer food to him. See, this is a secret. He had food offered to him, even though you're supposed to offer it to the deity, right? But he said, no, you offer it to me. You're not qualified. You have no thick relation. So offer it to me. Your relationship is with me right now. And when you do that to the guru, it goes right to Krishna. See, it's the right mailbox. See? Even though you don't feel relation, if you just begin to develop faith that this is the right mailbox, that my letter is going to be delivered to the Lord. See, that's the secret. That's what Prabhupada said. Let's start them out like this. But many devotees are still, if you don't go and get this kind of shiksha, that's where it stays. You stay on that level, and you're not engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. If you are, If you are, you'll love these pastimes. You'll love to chant. If you're in the Hare Krishna movement, and in ISKCON or Gaudiya Samiti, and you don't just love to chant, where it's fun and wonderful to associate with your most dear friend. He's the only real friend. In this whole world, the Lord is our only dear friend, and those who have relation with him, that's the devotees who actually have relation. They're our dear friends because they're the dear friend of Krishna. That's how it is. It's a family affair. You want to get in? That's how you get in. If you're chanting Hare Krishna and you're not experiencing the ecstatic bliss that you see here with the devotees experience here, you don't have any relation yet. It's not established. Ultimately, the shiksha people need is to be engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So when you're serving the Lord and you're serving the Lord directly by chanting his names in ecstasy and intimacy, see, then there you go. That's thick relation. Okay? So it's always about the door, isn't it? You don't go through the door. What are you doing? You're just playing games. Show bottle. This is what they talk about, show bottle. Making a show of devotional service. People making a show of devotional service. Real devotional service is here. Where are the symptoms of that elsewhere? See, that's all you have to do is, hey, where are the symptoms of relation? Where those who have love for Krishna, and you can see it demonstrated. Otherwise, are you being cheated? Is Maya tricking you? Okay? This is what people need. You want to be delivered? Well, here's a place right here, and any other place like this. But if it's just show bottle devotional service, you're more or less wasting your time. You just got your start and you're not moving on. And you'll probably be all masked up, social distancing, keeping away, closing the temples. And then your temple's not open yet. What are you going to do? Oh, I need to associate with some people in Maya. The devotees are protected from even that. You can't, they're torturing people now. This is all torture. When you look up how they tortured people, this is called torture. I studied all this stuff recently, it's all torture, man. Social distancing, all that is a torture technique used in the 1950s. It's right from the playbook of torture. The mask, everything. Initiation into satanic rites. People don't know. They're so enamored by the Lord's Maya. See, when you have relation with the Lord, He shows you all these things. You can think straight. You become conclusive. You become a critical thinker. You become an intelligent person by the Lord's mercy, because He's got the intelligence. He knows what His Maya is doing, and He shows His devotees. See, to those who worship Me with loving ecstasy, I give them the understanding. But you think that's only the understanding, to go to? No, that's also the understanding of His Maya. The illusory pose. You see how they're, the Maya is bamboozling the masses who don't have this relation, bamboozling the many Vaidhi Bhaktas who don't really have this relation. They're still in the cookie thing, cookie distribution, and work, and make all those hypocritically devout leaders, enjoying life. They're like the elites, right? Isn't it the same kind of thing? They're like elites. They have their little club, the elite club, and you guys are down there. Just get out there and work, and we can trick you and lie to you. It's all going on. That's why abandon all variety. We've abandoned this, man. Abandon all varieties. Who needs that? I don't need that. I have Krishna, man. I have relation. Can you see it? Do you have relation? Just be honest, man. Are the symptoms of that relation established in you? I've just told you the symptoms. And if you're one of those envious persons, say, oh, Gohar's just talking about yourself. Well, if the shoe fits, it fits, but it's true. Do you have that? You don't. You're lost. You're in darkness, man. This is the only light in the world, is this relationship with Krishna. That's wholeness. That's sight, devotional sight. Why do you think Narada Muni's going through all these universes, all the Maya? He can go to heaven or hell or anything because he has relation. Look at Bali Maharaj. He's down there in hell. He's cool, man. They're thinking he's the coolest dude in town. Let's go see Bali Maharaj, man. He's really cool, because they go there and they feel cooled off from that hellish situation. They see a real devotee with relation. You can quote me on that, Karuna. That was a good one. You want to be cooled off? You want to be a cool dude or gal? Hang out with real devotees, even though the world will spit on you and all that stuff, because when you're preaching, God will recognize you. And if you're not good with that, that's good. Stay there and you get purified of it. I just want to be acknowledged. Oh, you selfish little thing. That's contamination. Hey, man, I love Jesus's words, man. You Pharisees, you're people pleasers, man. You're looking for praise of men and you're not looking for praise of God. See? Praise of the Lord, man. Yeah, that's what you get in your heart, man. That's what you get in relation, man. You don't need any of this false stuff from these hypocrites and liars. A lot of times people praising you, not the devotees, but people may praise you outside there because they want some advantage, not purified heart. See? Jesus saw that. Oh, this is the Pharisee idea. This is a trickery. This is a bullshit that devotees see. This is what Prabhupada saw. Oh, I'll use him. I'll use them both because they saw that. Why? Because they had relationship with the Lord. Okay? Oh, with proud God. Oh, we just want to help you, Bhaktivedanta. Oh, yes, we just want to help. You know what Prabhupada said? Oh, yeah, they want to cooperate. No, but what they want to do is come in and take over, because that's the way motivated individuals are. I had somebody come like that too. He's dead now, because he was a wretch, man. The guy, what he did, his deeds and everything, oh, he was a wretch. And he came and he says, oh, you're really preaching good and blah, 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 blah. He came in and he started trying to take over. See, there are people, that's contamination. That's name and fame. You know how many people have that in Vaishnavism? That's the jungle growth that needs to be cut down. See, people had that. That's why the movement stayed material in Bhaktisiddhanta's time and also Prabhupada's time after him. You notice? Material, because of material motivated leaders still. See? Where do they lead you? And still you stay in the darkness. Okay, you want to come out of that darkness, you got to get out of materially motivated association. If you believe in that, you can't believe in this. If you don't believe in conclusiveness, you'll be in the illusion of speculation. It's still darkness, man. Dark. You'll pass from this body in darkness. Oh, yeah, maybe you'll be a nice, envious, jealous, competitive demigod. If that's good, yeah. If that's good enough, you want to be in the mode of good. They still have envy, jealousy, and competition. You know, they're the ones who test the devotees. The Lord uses that to test the devotees. You want to, if that's good enough for you, Prabhupada said, yeah, you get a human birth and all that, but you can't get that covering off. You come here, we'll take those clothes off. That's clothing for the soul. Then you can worship Krishna properly. What is this? Who's that guy looking up? I think he's looking at the Bhagavatam. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has concealed the names of Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, and Advaita in the first line. Okay, that's just the purport. Okay. A poet's poem becomes famous because of its quality of being poetic. I shall now boldly declare that this poem of mine is the most poetic and best of all poems, for it glorifies the transcendental land of Raj. See? Yeah, and it's from a heart that has relation. See, that's why we need to hear this kind of poetry from these kinds of authors. See? And still, you know how these Goswami books are postgraduate? You know how Chaitanya Charitamrita is postgraduate? See? How does it come into your hands? How are you able to get it? You have to hear this poetry from a devotee who has relation. So you got a person who wrote it with relation, and now you got to hear it from a devotee. That's the formula. If you don't follow this formula, you're going to die with your coverings of the false ego, because this is the way out. It's always been the way. This is conclusive. This is Krishna. This is Krishna. He is the conclusive truth, isn't he? What is the chit potency? The conclusive truth. And only the devotees understand that. Only the devotees have this real knowledge. You want to get out? Yes or no? You want to stay in? Well, if you want to get out, if you believe this preaching, because you can check it right in Prabhupada's books, but you can't check those other guys. Their stuff doesn't agree with the books. It agrees with their speculative checklist. This agrees with Prabhupada's books by the action of the book Bhagavat, right here in this verse. That's the book Bhagavat. And the devotee Bhagavat, absorbed in the mellows of devotion, the ones who chant Hare Krishna with great ecstatic devotion and relation, transcendental relation. These mellows are instilled in your heart. Otherwise not. You don't follow that formula, You'll see. Check your own heart, man. Be honest once in your lives out there. This is honesty. Do you have relation? Do you have deep attraction to Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books and the holy name? Do you love to chant the holy name? Is it you feel that is your lifeline to Krishna? Or is it just in your mind it is, well, you know, I'm supposed to chant and I do my 16 rounds and that's that. This is the next stage of teaching. You know, are you ready for you? This is light, man. These words are light. They turn the lights on. You want to keep them off? Go listen to those friggin' gurus out there who teach darkness still of speculation. And look how long it's taking you to get relationship that these Vaishnavas here coming in this door are getting sometimes in a week, that people can't go in 50 years. Isn't that proof enough that's not real? That's not the real path? Jesus said, while I'm in this world, I'm the light of the world. Why? Just from him dancing around, walking around? No, because he spoke the truth, man. That's what got him killed. But that's what gave life to his friends, the truth. Not being killed necessarily. It's the truth. His word was light. He said, my word is light. This word here is light. Why? Because I'm just telling you the light in the Bhagavatam. Isn't that what it says? The light of the Bhagavat? I'm just telling you the light. Therefore, the light is here. And when you do the same thing as it is, you'll give real light to people. What's wrong with that? What's the false ego in that? The false ego is to speculate on the light. That's false ego. And to tell people that's light, that's hypocrisy. The real light is giving these books as they are and explaining them as they are in the minds, with the real mind of the persons who wrote them. The real understanding of the persons who wrote them. See, that's real light and real mercy, and which sometimes get the devotees killed because people believe in the darkness, just like that verse in the book of John, the first verse, man. And because they didn't receive Jesus, they didn't receive his word, because they were attached to the darkness. They believed the darkness to be the light. See, that's speculation. And hey, man, we're here for honest people. Are you ready to be honest, man? Do you have relation? Do you chant like these devotees here? They just came here. They haven't been here more than 3 years, and they're chanting on a level of prema. Oh, yeah? Oh, it's not true. Yeah. Well, we're conclusive. You're not. We're conclusive. You can check in the book the symptoms of prema. When a devotee has attained prema bhakti, chapter 23, Majalila. See? Sometimes they laugh. Sometimes they cry. Sometimes they shake, shiver, jumping around like a frog. Dance. These symptoms I see here are developing. You do that, anybody out there? If you're not, you're on a slow path, man. Because this kind of ecstasy delivers you. Say it wise, because conclusive. Brahma said, those who evince these symptoms of ecstasy, tears in the eyes, hair standing on end, all these kinds of transcendental symptoms are promoted to the kingdom of God. So there's your assurance there. See? We preach the light of the Bhagavat, as it is. Isn't that wonderful? That's my pride. Oh, I love it, man. Hey, man, let me just tell you what's in the book, man. It is so powerful. It is so much light, man, so much power in it, so much inspiration in it, so much purification, so much connection. The Lord loves it. I'm here to praise God just by telling what God and who God is and showing who and what God is. Because whoever accepts this ecstatic emanation coming from this Sangha here is accepting the true Lord. You go right to the Lord. Otherwise, you're not with the Lord. There's a block there. I've been with gurus who blocked me. They didn't have this. Therefore, I felt blocked. I felt more connection with the book Bhagavat than I did with these gurus blocking my way to Prabhupada. I felt that. I experienced that. See? Now, if you meet a person who has got this relation and everything, there's no block. You just go there and then, isn't that what people, they've read? Look at Johan. He read the book 4 times, the Bhagavatam and all that. Janaki also. Okay? Now they say, wow, I'm understanding Prabhupada's mind better. See, better than I could do before. See, before there were blocks, these persons blocking their way through the parampara. Now there's no block. See, because you got to hear it as it is, really as it's written, the core, the essence of this knowledge. We got Tom here. Okay, where is he? The cool dude here with the dark glasses.
Hare Krishna. Well, I have to share. They are eating up our spontaneity. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Who?
When we don't look out, they are eating up our spontaneity. They are eating up our. They are programming us. That's what I feel. Hare Krishna.
Who?
Who? The people who want to control us, who want to yeah, I don't. It feels like some communistic tendency. Communist.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Don't pay it much mind. You're paying it too much mind. See, you're putting your mind there. See?
Yeah, but I just want to express, and then it's okay.
Yeah.
Then I can
let it go. No, I know. I want to express too. And that goes for everybody. It's not just you. We're using you, targeting you, and targeting everybody. So all this stuff is that you got to just use a simple principle. Lord Chaitanya, he said, don't worry about don't mind the atheists. Don't pay them much mind and just chant Hare Krishna happily. That's all we got to do, really. Chant Hare Krishna happily. Otherwise, this stuff is meant. See, these elites, they live on fear. They're demons, literally. The demons are coming up and out. I mean, it's obvious. And they love it. They love to tell you, they know there are people that understand their game to an extent. See, they get everybody in fear. They get even Christians in fear. Oh my God, we're going to give you the shot, and he's gonna make you. It's called Lucifer. They know all this stuff. They told them you're going to get a shot. It's called Lucifer. Can you believe it? They just write out there blatantly. It's a Luciferian shot, and they know all this. And the people fighting, they're trembling too, just like these persons that are under the whammy and believing in it. Everybody is afraid except who? Real residents of Vrindavan. Okay? They're conclusive. They understand how it works. Okay? And so when the devotees get teased, and if it comes to the point it gets really bothersome to the devotees worshiping the Lord comes and does something about it. Because, hey man, you can't stop my worship of my devotees. It's just the same thing like when the Lord Chaitanya, they tried to stop the Sankirtan. Hey man, the Lord comes and does something about it. You'll see when it gets to the point where we can't prosecute our devotional service of even chanting or whatever it is, the Lord will step in. Yeah, because that's what he does. I mean, we can, on our own, we can't do this, but with the Lord's help, he'll make some arrangement. Okay? So we just happily chant Hare Krishna, and don't pay too much mind. Okay, it's all right to keep up. I like to just see the pattern of what they're doing and all that stuff, and kind of make the needful arrangements to kind of stick around as long as possible and not fall into their game. But so anyway, that's the way to do it. Just happily chant Hare Krishna, focus more on this, and all will be well. And even if the body goes, so what? So what? The soul is there. Even, people that are having real trouble with drugs and stuff, just hold on to your faith. That's all you need to do. Hold on to the faith. The Lord is keeping everything. If you just by having faith in what we're doing means everything. That's better than all these people prosecuting devotional service so-called perfectly, doing rules and regulation. If you come here all hooked on drugs and everything and you just maintain that faith in what we're doing, that means everything. I mean, and even if you lose the body or keep the body, just surrender to the Lord. Like, okay, Lord, that's all I got left. I can't do anything properly. It's the same thing with, look at Sanatan Goswami. He felt the same thing. I'm screwed up. I felt the same thing. I'm so screwed up. I can't do anything, Lord. All I can do is surrender. Sanatan said the same thing. I'll even, commit suicide because my body is useless for devotional service. So learn from the lesson. What did Lord Chaitanya said? Oh, hey, wait a second, man. You think your body is useless, you can't heal it, and it's full of pussy sores and all that crap. Don't worry about it. I'll make it beautiful. And it's going to be used in my service. So just hold on to that. Just that surrender. He said, oh, by the way, suicide is in the mode of ignorance, and don't do it. Yeah. So just keep surrendering, even with what you hold on to, even the faith. And believe it or not, that is the path for certain persons. For me, I held on to my faith, the faith in God, and that's all I had. And then somehow or other, the Lord made the arrangements. I had miraculous healings happen from within, all this stuff. Yeah. So, hey, man, whatever path we're on is the right one for us, even if it's being hooked on all these drugs and all that stuff. And then you're trying to, and you feel you got nothing left. Well, hey, man, so you got surrender. Everybody can do that. Krishna is the protector of the helpless and hopeless. And that's sometimes he backs us in a corner to get to that state. Sometimes he needs to do that. Not everybody goes that way, but yeah, I did. Yeah, Draupadi did. Can you imagine a woman there? They were going to disrobe her. Can you imagine in India, a woman disrobed in the public? You know how humiliating that would be? Right in front of everybody? Oh my God. And they were going to do it. And Krishna stepped in and did a miracle. Krishna stepped in and did a miracle in my life. Why not? Sometimes I guess I needed to be backed in a corner. It was the path for me. So whatever path it is, don't remember, it's part of not depending on our own strength, on the Lord's strength and his healing and stuff. Okay, so Hare Krishna. Hear all these squeaky things here tonight. Is that birds or something? So I yearn to be able to write as well. Okay, I'm going to keep. See, I yearn to be able to write as well as Lord Chaitanya. Your Lord Chaitanya is Rupa Goswami. See, Lord Chaitanya is Rupa Goswami. See, that's the belonging. See, Lord Chaitanya says, hey, this is my devotee. He belongs to me. See? And that's that possession. See, everybody's trying to possess Krishna in the material world is like gold and silver and man or woman. This is my husband, right? This is my this and my this and my that. Devotee is, this is all I got is my Krishna, man. He belongs to me. And the devotee's thinking, no, this spirit belongs to me. See? This is a forever thing. See, I yearn to be able to write as well as Lord Chaitanya's Rupa Goswami. See, as Lord Chaitanya, he's saying, that's Raganuga Bhakti. He's showing it right in his writings here. I yearn to be like that devotee that has such a relationship. Do you see that in there? See, that's Raganuga Bhakti. That's what, if you come here and you see these devotees chanting in ecstasy like this, and if you're saying, I yearn to chant the holy name like they do with that relationship, because these devotees belong to the Lord, they're surrendering to the Lord, and the Lord is giving them himself. They're giving themselves to the Lord, and the Lord is giving himself to them. I yearn to worship in God on that level, like that. If you're not doing that, that's that Vaidhi level. You're looking at this and thing. In other words, you don't understand real Krishna consciousness. This is real Krishna consciousness is becoming real. Okay? Really Krishna conscious. And the path to that are the devotees who yearn. See? You're on the real path when you yearn to worship God in intimacy and ecstasy. And those devotees who are overwhelmed by that worship and intoxicated by it. That's why Lord, that from those devotees you learn why Lord Chaitanya descended in this Kali Yuga. Only they know. Okay? So that's why the Lord came. Okay? The Lord came because he said, I have so many devotees out there in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Samiti who are worshiping me with awe and reverence. But that kind of worship doesn't overwhelm me. You want to see what it looks like for the Lord to be overwhelmed? Well, look at Lalita Ganga. That's where you see what it looks like for the Lord to be overwhelmed.
He overwhelms us. Actually, it's because he gives so much pleasure that you can give pleasure back.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, exactly. He overwhelms us, but yeah, it's sort of like that. And yeah. And anyway, that overwhelming experience of God is what he's looking for in his devotee. You could say that he wants that kind of worship from his devotee. That's why Lord Chaitanya came. He came to demonstrate that, because it's so wonderful to love God like that, and that's what we're learning ourselves. He came to demonstrate it at worship as a devotee, so that we can be also overwhelmed in our worship. We said, because this is the only thing that's going to make us really happy. This is really the truth. Yeah? This is really God's will. You think God's will is that we stay on the Vaidhi Bhakti platform, always looking at Prabhupada, who is overwhelmed with Bhakti, saying, oh, you're like the next Acharya for the 10,000 years, and we're always going to do Vaidhi Bhakti? You think that's what Prabhupada's intention was, or Lord Chaitanya's intent? No, their intention, this is coming really fast, not many generations now. He wants, yeah, man, let's get this worship out now.
his role.
Huh?
He plays his role.
Yeah, he plays the role.
Yeah.
And we're playing the role now too, as an example for the world. Hey, man, this is where it's going. This is all you're like this on the, you're meant to jump on the altar and be intimate with Krishna. What we're doing here is jumping on the altar and worshiping Krishna in intimacy and ecstasy. We don't have to jump on any external altar and get a beating like they want to do Lord Chaitanya. No, we just jump on the altar in our body. And what can people say? All they can do is grumble and complain. But they won't understand what we're doing unless we tell them. You want to understand any intimate secrets of this relation, you have to hear it from the devotees. And if you're unwilling to do that, you stay outside the door. Okay? You want to come inside the door? Well, you have to come in the word. The word is the door. Okay? The word of the devotee is from their heart, from their relation. Okay? You listen to that, you're coming through the door. The truth will set you free. See, then you'll. So that's what we're here for, is that's called preaching, man, is relishing and demonstrating so that those who are meant to yearn for this way of worship, they can come in this door, and be free, set free from this evil that's coming upon the world. Okay? The evil is overtaking the good now. And it is really evil. It is, and getting more and more. This is just the beginning. Okay? But we'll transcend that. It doesn't matter. Good and evil. It's not really of interest to the devotees to be good or evil. It's not the path. The path is paradise, Vrindavan worship. There's a reason we were born in this time. There's a reason that this is happening to us. And just be with that. It's God's will, right? God's will. So it's perfect. Okay. But I cannot write as well as he, neither can I write as well as the followers who wrote many wonderful, perfect books, which everyone should read and remember. See, perfect books. If you're not reading books written by this incarnation, or related to this incarnation, like Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books, and you're reading some other books, you're missing out on the door. This is the door. And you'll only be attracted to reading these books when you're with real devotees attracted to reading these books. This Lord Chaitanya comes once every 4 billion years, 4,320,000,000 years. Very rare, special incarnation of God. See, and these books, especially expressed and taught and shared by those who have relation, is the door. You just go right into this very rare experience of worship, loving God like this. And you become, wouldn't anybody want to become like a Narada Muni? Okay, Tom, you got to stop moving. Otherwise, I'll have to mute you. Yeah, you just... that's a Narada Muni. He's free. He can go into any universe. You want that kind of freedom? Well, it's all here. Everybody here can become like that. Or maybe you want to be, maybe you like being married. Yeah, you can have a husband. You can keep your husband. Maybe you want to change. I don't know. Whatever you want. Maybe you want to be part of a group. Maybe you want to stay in this group. Yeah, we'll all go together to hang out with Lord Chaitanya. That would be interesting, huh? Yeah. But I cannot write as... Okay. So compared to their books, my little book can hardly be poetic. But it is. Millions of material universes and even... Millions of material universes and even millions of spiritual Vaikuntha planets are not very significant in comparison to Vrindavan, where Sri Krishna enjoyed lunch with his friends on the Yamuna sandy bank and enjoyed many other transcendental pastimes. See, that's this path, man. Nothing, see, so this path of relation, it can't be compared to anything. That's why people even engage in the Vaidhi Bhakti practices and the Varnashram Dharma. They can't compare it to what they're doing. Therefore, most of the time, they don't understand it. That's why, it's just by great mercy, the Lord gives them, when they're ready, they yearn for more of Krishna. They'll give this association because this is peerless. It's incomparable to any path in this world. There's nothing like this. Okay? There's no world created. You know how people live in their own world, by following whatever path they are in a shared world, you become part of this group or that group and everything. Well, this is a very individualized group also. This kind of worship. There's nothing to compare it with in this world. It's peerless. We're coming to the level of how the associates of Lord Chaitanya worshiped him. They were becoming like that kind of thing. Those kinds of symptoms are manifesting in our bodies, in our worship. Okay? And there's nothing as great as that in all the universes. See? That's why the Lord came. He came to give us the best. He came to give us the foremost understanding of his best revelation of himself, the most intimate revelation of himself and who he is and what he is and how to get there quickly. Sri Krishna's friends and associates who enjoy pastimes with him as equals reside in this perfectly spiritual abode of Vrindavan. Krishna's friends and associates who enjoy pastimes with him as equals. See, actually, as we get closer to Krishna, a more intimate like this, see, Vrindavan illustrates this intimacy. Automatically start to feel equal because, in a sense, we are equal in nature to Krishna spiritually. Okay? When we're cleansed and everything, we feel that relation that, oh, I'm a spirit soul and I have an eternal relationship with the Lord in equality that way. Not in quantity, but in equality. See, we're equal. Oh, yeah. Krishna and Vrindavan. Oh, I'm really filled with bliss seeing that form of yours. We just naturally sport like a friend with him. See, because we've been purified by that form, filled with, see, this is the secret of Lord Chaitanya. He came with these forms. Lord Krishna. See, we're chanting Krishna's name, right? We're chanting Lord Chaitanya's name and his associates. And we're becoming filled with bliss, that bliss from those forms. See, it purifies us to the extent that we feel equal to those forms in quality, not quantity. That's why we develop relationship with these forms. They're individual, see, unique. If you were serving Lord Ram, you would feel equal like that, or as a servant of that form. Go ahead. Anybody?
Like a drop of water.
You would feel equal like that, or as a servant. Like a drop of water. Yeah. Yeah. Related to the ocean. Like a drop of water. Yeah. It's maybe, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, related to the ocean, but see, the Mayavadis teach that drop of water merges into the ocean and becomes the ocean.
Oh.
See,
No.
that's the wrong, that conception is unclear. It's not full and conclusive. See, this drop of water is the same, but it's always going to remain a drop, simultaneously one in purity it's like the drop associating with the ocean and becomes pure like that ocean. See, it comes in a contaminated state, and it's by this devotional service, see, relating to the ocean in intimacy, it gets cleansed. And then it's just like water and oil. It can't mix, but it mixes but doesn't mix because it's eternally individual. And
Yeah.
that's beautiful. That's the way we want that. We want relation. That's why we want friendship here with people. That's why people are feeling tortured. What? I can't be intimate with these people and eat dinner with them, and I have to be, distance and see. But
Yeah,
see,
but I was only talking about the quality. I was only using the picture because I don't know that picture of the Mayavadis, I never heard about it, but I was just thinking of water.
Yeah.
And
No,
came-
it wasn't about that. No, it's great. I'm glad you said that.
Mm.
Gives us a topic of discussion. It's
Mm.
perfect. You said exactly the right thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good. Give us something to discuss. Yeah. See, by these discussions, everything gets more and more clear for everybody. Yeah. So Sri Krishna's friends and associates who enjoy pastimes with as equals reside in this perfectly spiritual abode of Vrindavan. All these associates of the Lord have spiritual bodies, although their forms and activities appear ordinary and material to the conditioned souls. These associates of the Lord are enchanted by Lord Krishna's charming pastimes in Vraj. So if one is fortunate and gets the mercy of Krishna, he will show that, see, here is the new Vrindavan. This is a demonstration of these paths. See, if you're still conditioned and you don't have the thick mercy of the Lord, you will not be attracted to what we're doing. You won't believe in it. See? But if because it's like this, if you're still, it doesn't matter. You can have a dhoti on, you could be a big guru and a sannyasi or a Brahmin. If you say, yeah, but I love Vrindavan, I see, this is how the Maya works. She has these false representatives, and they live in Vrindavan. A lot of them are wearing the white, and they go and say, we represent Vrindavan, and you're going to come to Radhakund, you got to come through us. See, but they don't have the symptoms of being relatives. See, and the proof is if they ever do meet real relatives of Vrindavan, they don't like them. That's a contamination. So in other words, you can't go through them. I found this out with the gurus. I went through these gurus in ISKCON and or one, and I felt it would block my way. I mean, that's the honest truth. It blocked me from the bliss. And then I realized a lot of people were worshiping Krishna on another level at that point, because I wanted the bliss. I wanted that I got from Prabhupada's books. And I felt it blocked when I took initiation. I felt blocked from it, literally. See, why? Because it wasn't conclusive. See, I had to learn that. It's all about being conclusively understanding the philosophy. You got to go through a real devotee. Otherwise, you're blocked from this level. You cannot go through a false representative of the parampara. And if people are not happy with that, well, then stay with your illusion. What can I do? All we can do, it's like Lord Chaitanya told what is really offensive to Krishna. And he said, all I can do is instruct the people. If they don't believe what I'm teaching is authoritative and conclusive, then what can I do? If you don't want to follow this, then you'll follow my Maya. The conclusive understanding of the devotees is our ticket out of here. They give you the real knowledge that Krishna gives them, and you can even check it in the book. And then you triply check it. Those who are listening, look at their experiences. Okay? Look at how they're feeling relation. Okay? Therefore, it's true. Okay? See, Haridas said this. They said when the Muslim ruler told Haridas, he said, you should give up this Hindu idea. This path you're following. Don't you know that the path of this what he was teaching in the Muslim thing is the right thing? Even so, Haridas said, no, I'm going to follow the most logical, most clear path that I can understand that is presented to me. And that, I'm telling you, this goes in for the Christians or for ISKCON or for people of the world. You should follow what is the most clear, the most logical, the most understandable, and that gives the greatest happiness. It awakens the soul. There you see, you should follow that path. wherever it is, because that's where salvation is. See, that's why Jesus says salvation is of the Jews, because he was there. That's where you can go. If you were of a different religion, you should go to Jesus, because he was the door for you to get the best understanding you can get because of that special incarnation. Okay? Same thing with Vaishnavism. I found personally that the clearest understanding of God is there, but it cannot be distributed from those who haven't realized it. That is the problem. That's the block. That's the offense. Fence keeps you from that, in that understanding. So if you apply that standard, even if you're a Christian, you'll see. Like I found that out personally. I went back to Jesus and back to Krishna, back to Jesus, back to Krishna. And I realized, with Krishna, I get it all. See? Because these devotees who wrote these books, and because of that, having the mercy of Jesus, I got the mercy of Prabhupada and realized that these books are really good directions, good understanding of the right thing. And yeah, see, it works like that. Ah. So these associates of the Lord are enchanted by Lord Krishna's charming pastimes in Vraj. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So River, why don't you read us something? Let me see if this is going to work.
I don't know. I heard you.
I
Yeah,
have to
can
go
you?
and get it from upstairs, man.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's a delay. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go and get it.
I'll mute you until you're ready here. This may work and may not. I have to see, because I hear a lot of scratching around and a lot of echoes. I don't know why it is. Do you know why there's all this scratching around and echoes there, River? Why is there echoes? Do you have other devices on or something?
Yeah.
Switcher? Do you guys hear the echoes and everything? No? Oh. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's me. Let me see.
Yeah. I think it's us, you know. Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, it's good. What did you do? What did you do? So we know from the future.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, what did you do that's different?
I left the room because Karuna's got his.
Oh, that was the problem. Yeah.
I'm going to read from the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Ramaj, which part do you want me to read? Because I was reading from the Anchalila this morning.
You were, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, read from Madhya Lila, chapter 5.
Okay. Madhyakanda chapter 5 is the Vasha of Sri Nityananda. Vasha Puja. Yes.
Read chapter 6.
Okay. That is Mahaprabhu summons Advaita Acharya.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master, Srila Bhaktivedanta Gora Haridas Acharya. All glories to you, my friend. I offer my respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Acharya. I offer my respectful obeisance to all the previous Acharyas. All glories to you, Acharya. I offer my respectful obeisances to the six Goswamis, Sanatan Goswami, Srila Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Gopinath Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. All glories to all the Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Chaitanya, my life and soul. All glories to you, my. I offer my respectful obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu, Avadut. All glories to you, my. I offer my respectful obeisances to Advaita Acharya Prabhu. All glories to you for calling the Lord to save our souls, all of our souls. All glories to you. I offer my respectful obeisances to Gadaha Pandit. All glories to you. I offer my respectful obeisances to Shupa. All glory to you. I offer my respectful obeisances to the lotus feet of Shrimati Radharani, the personification of pure devotion. All glories to you, Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. All glories to you, my Lord of Lords. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the intimate devotees and devotees in the Sangha of Srila Bhaktivedanta Gaura. All, all glories to my God brothers and sisters. Glories to my friends. I offer my respectful obeisances to the Lord's intimate devotees, all the Lord's intimate devotees, wherever they may be. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. All glories to all the exalted personality. Jai Shila Gora Harindas. Jai Shila Prabhupada. Jai Jesus. So Chaitanya Bhagavat. Mahaprabhu, chapter 6 of the Majikunda. Mahaprabhu summons Advaita Acharya. So All glories to the moonlight, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. All glories to the moonlight, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra, the fully independent Supreme Lord, who is always engaged in eternal transcendental pastime. Who is always engaged in the fully independent, external, I'm going to read it again. All glories to the moonlight, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra, the fully independent Supreme Lord, who is always engaged in eternal transcendental pastime. All glories to the eternal pure activities. He is the master of the universe, the supreme controller of controllers, and the direct manifestation of transcendence. All glories to his intimate self and dear devotee. All glories to the ecstatic. All glories to the ecstatic dance. All glories to Sri Gaurachandra, the life and soul of the universe. Please give your lotus feet in charity to my heart. All glories to Sri Gaurachandra, the life and soul of the universe. Please give your lotus feet in charity to my heart. All glories to the all auspicious Vishvambha, the supreme. All glories to the all auspicious Vishvambha, the supreme benefactor of the universe. All glories to the servants of Sri Gaurachandra. All glories to the life and soul of Sri Paramananda Puri, the dearmost object of Sri Vas Damodar. I'm just gonna get Hare Krishna. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All glories to the life and soul of Sri Paramananda Puri, the dearmost object of Sri Vas Damodar. No, Svarup Damodar. All glories to oh God. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the beloved master of Sri. I'm sorry. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the beloved master of Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatana, Jagadish, and Gopinath. All glories to Lord Govinda. All glory to Lord Govinda, the doorkeeper. Please bless the entire universe by your merciful glance. In this way, with Lord Nityananda, Sri Gaurachandra performed his pastime. way, when Lord Nityananda, Sri Gaurachandra, performed his pastime, in this way, with Lord Nityananda, Sri Gaurachandra performed his pastime of congregational chanting with the devotees. Now in the Madhya Kanda, I will describe Advaita Acharya Prabhu's meeting with Gaurachandra in the house of Srivas Pandit. One day, Lord Chaitanya exhibiting the mood of the Supreme Lord. One day, Lord Chaitanya, exhibiting the mood of the Supreme Lord, ordered the younger brother of Srivas Pandit, Rimai, go to Advaita Acharya's house and inform him of my appearance. Tell him that the person he has worshipped for so long the person he has worshipped for so long, the person he wept for, the person he fostered for, the same Lord has now appeared. He has come to distribute knowledge of loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Thus, he must come immediately to join. Okay. He has to come to distribute the knowledge of loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Thus, he must come immediately to join him. Also, tell him about Nityananda Prabhu's arrival. But do it secretly and explain to him everything you have seen. Tell him to come immediately, along with his wife, and bring all the paraphernalia for my worship. Yeah. I've just got a heat on. Happy to be interested. I'm just going to. Yeah. Happy to be entrusted with these orders. Rimai started for Advaita Acharya's house, absorbed in remembrance of the Supreme Lord. Although he did not know the way, he felt very joyful. His only treasure was Lord Chaitanya's instruction. Somehow, by divine guidance, he arrived at Advaita Acharya's house, offering his obeisances to Advaita Acharya Prabhu. He was overcome with great joy and could not speak. Advaita Acharya Prabhu already knew everything that was happening in Navadvip. He could perceive this because of his pure devotional platform. He spoke to Rimai Pandit sweetly, saying, I know you have instructions to take me to Navadvip. Rimai Pandit folded his hands in respect and said, You already know everything, so please come quickly with me. Advaita Acharya Prabhu was at the time in a completely blissful state of transcendental to all. His bodily Advaita Acharya Prabhu was at the time in a completely blissful state of mind, transcendental to all his bodily sensations. Who is able to fathom the transcendental nature of Advaita Acharya Prabhu? He is all cognizant. Is that the right word? Cognizant. Yet he speaks as if he is unaware. Advaita Acharya Prabhu was at the time in a completely blissful state of mind, transcendental to his bodily sensation. Who is able to fathom the transcendental nature of Advaita Acharya Prabhu? He is all cognizant, yet he speaks as if he is unaware. Advaita Acharya then strongly questioned Rimai Prabhu Pandit. In which scripture is it mentioned that the Supreme Lord Sri Hari will descend to Navadvip in a human form for redemption of the fallen conditioned souls? Oh, Rimai, your elder brother Srivas Pandit knows my standard of devotion, renunciation, and self-realization. Rimai Pandit was well aware of Advaita Acharya Pandit's spiritual powers. Thus, he remained quiet, smiling within. Advaita Acharya Prabhu's transcendental pastimes are unlimited. To the pious, they are a source of great joy, while to sinful persons, they remain incomprehensible. Again, Advaita Acharya Prabhu keenly inquired, Oh Rimai, please tell me why you have come so suddenly. Why you have come so suddenly. Again, when Rimai Pandit felt that Advaita Acharya had calmed down, he began to cry while delivering Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Personality for whom you have wept so profusely, for whom you have performed continuous worship, and for whom you have accepted vows of fasting and austerity. That Supreme Personality of Godhead has now appeared to distribute Krishna Prema, and he has instructed you to come to him. So it's Nimai talking. He has instructed you to come to him immediately. Rama Rama Hari. Please bring your wife with you, as well as all the proper paraphernalia for his worship. Lord Nityananda Prabhu has also appeared. Lord Nityananda has also appeared. He is none different from Lord Chaitanya, and he is your life and soul. You already know everything. What more do I need to say? If I am fortunate enough that I will be able to see all of you together. When Rimai Pandit delivered this message, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, swooned in ecstasy, and lifting his hand, he began to cry. Suddenly, to everyone's amazement, he fell unconscious. He fell unconscious. Shortly after, he regained his eternal consciousness. Roaring loudly, he repeated, I have bought my Lord. The Lord has left his supreme abode in the Vaikuntha planet and appeared here in answer to my prayers. Saying this, he fell to the ground weeping. Saying this, hearing the news of the Lord's event, the chaste wife of Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Sita Devi, who was respected as the mother of the entire universe, began to weep joyfully. Although Advaita Acharya's son, Achyutananda, was only a young boy, he also cried incessantly. Advaita Acharya's house was transformed into an abode of love of Krishna as the mother and son, surrounded by their friends and relatives, wept together joyfully. Although Advaita Acharya's son, Achyutananda, was only a young boy, he also cried incessantly. Advaita Acharya's house was transformed into an abode of love of Krishna as mother and son surrounded their friends and relatives, wept together joyfully. Engrossed in thoughts of the Supreme Lord, Advaita Acharya Prabhu tried to control himself, but he could not. Unable to remain patient, his body swayed in slow motion, and he again inquired from Rimai, what did the Lord say to me? Rimai replied, to come immediately. Advaita Acharya said, listen, Rimai Pandit, if he is actually my worshipful Supreme Lord, then let him appear before me to speak the truth. If he can exhibit his supreme opulence and place his lotus feet upon my head, then I will know that he is the Lord of my heart. Rimai Pandit replied, O Lord, what power do I possess to speak? If I am blessed, then with these eyes I can see the Supreme Lord's pastime. The Lord's desire is your desire, and he has incarnated because of you. Satisfied with Rimai's reply, Advaita Acharya began preparing for the journey. Get ready immediately, he told his wife. Collect the different paraphernalia for worshipping, and let us proceed. Krishna. Sachi Devi was a chaste and dedicated woman. She had full knowledge of the truth about Lord Chaitanya's pastime and appearance. She collected incense and garlands, scented oils, cloves, sweet condensed milk, yogurt, cream, butter, camphor, and betel leaf, and nut for worship. Advaita Acharya then left with his wife and Rimai Pandit. He reminded Rimai Pandit, do not tell the Lord that I have come. I want to find out the response of the Lord, for I will hide in Nandana Acharya's house. Lord Vishwamba is the super soul residing in everyone's heart. Thus he immediately knew of Advaita Acharya's plans, understanding that Advaita Acharya had arrived in Navadvip. He proceeded to Srivas Pandit's house. By the arrangement of the Lord, all of the devotees met there. Upon seeing the Lord in a contemplative mood, the devotees remained quiet and apprehensive. The Lord suddenly rose up, roaring like a lion. He went to sit on the seat of Sri Vishnu, which was on the altar. He began shouting, Nada, Nada has come, Nada has come. I know Nada wants to test whether I am the actual Supreme Lord, the super soul within everyone's heart. Nityananda Prabhu understood all of Lord Chaitanya's moods. Therefore, he picked up the umbrella and held it over the Lord's head. Gadadhar Pandit, who was also preceptive of the Lord's mood, offered him camphor and pan leaf. All of the devotees followed and worshipped the Lord with various ingredients. Some offered prayers to the Lord, while others rendered different services. Amidst all of these activities, Rimai Pandit returned. Before Rimai could speak, the Lord said, Nadia has sent you to test me. The Lord shook his head greatly and said, okay. Nada has sent you to test me. The Lord shook his head gently and said, Nada has come. Although Nada knows me well, he always tries to test me. He is here in Navadvip at Nadia Acharya's house, Nandana Acharya's house, and he has sent you here to test me. Go quickly and bring him here immediately. Rimai happily went back to Advaita Acharya Prabhu's and narrated everything in detail to him. Advaita Acharya felt extremely blissful hearing of the incident that had taken place, and he came to Srivas Pandit's house, considering his plan. He came to Srivas Pandit's house, considering his plan to have been completely successful. Advaita Acharya wanted the whole world to know that Lord Chaitanya was the Supreme Soul, an all-potent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now the Lord himself had displayed his preeminence. Advaita, I don't know what that means. His preeminence. What does that mean, his preeminence? I don't know. Advaita Acharya and his wife approached the Lord, offering repeated obeisances from a great distance while chanting hymns in praise of the Lord.
Preeminence means Exaltedness. Exaltedness.
Thank you. All right. Advaita Acharya and his wife approached the Lord, offering repeated obeisances from a great distance while chanting hymns in praise of the Lord. Advaita Acharya Prabhu, who was fully satisfied that he was seeing the fearless lotus feet of his beloved Lord, the most beautiful personality of the entire creation. Of the entire creation. The beauty of millions upon millions of Cupids seemed pale and ordinary next to the beauty of the Lord. His golden complexion was effulgent, and his blissful face was beaming like millions of glowing full moons. The Lord looked down upon Advaita Acharya with great affection. Golden pillars were no match against the graceful and powerful arms of the Lord, and the ornaments that decorated his arm, paled, no, powered, I don't know what that, any gems, powered any gems, yes. His breasts were marked with the Shubhasta mark, and the great Kustumba jewel hung loosely from his neck. From his ears dangled fish-shaped earrings, and around his neck swung the Vajanti garland. His unlimited mighty power and brilliance outshone millions of suns. His breasts were marked with the Shubhasta mark, and the great Kustumba jewel hung loosely from his neck. From his ears dangled fish-shaped earrings, and around his neck swung the Vajanti garland. His unlimited mighty power and brilliance outshone a million suns. Ram, the goddess of fortune, and Ram, the goddess of fortune, always serve his lotus feet. And Anantasesh holds the umbrella over his head. One is put in Quadari. I don't know what that word says. It's spelled Quandary. Should I spell it again? Everybody's frozen. Are you there, Tom? Oh, can you tell me what this word means if I spell it? It's Quandary.
I can look it up on the computer.
One is
Quandary.
Quandary.
A-D-A.
Quandary. I haven't got another phone here.
Pronounce it.
I'm trying. Quandary.
Quandary.
What does it mean?
Quandary means confusion.
Oh yeah, makes sense now.
Mhm.
One is put into Quandary to discern which are the Lord's nails, and which are brilliant gems of decoration. He played the flute in a most exquisite pose, bending in 3 places, and a charming smile played on his lips. Right, can I stop now? It's somebody else's turn. Or do you want me to carry on, Maharaj?
Tom, you read a little bit.
I tried to find this text, but I could not find it. But the author, the name of the author, then I can maybe find it.
Krishnadas Kaviraj. No. I'm sorry.
No, Vrindavan Das Thakur.
Vrindavan
Okay.
Das Thakur. It's Chaitanya Bhagavat and Madhya Lila, chapter 6.
Yeah, I had that, but okay, let's see. Vrindavan Das. And then the text number is there a text number?
Well, River has to tell you that.
Yeah, River. Please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
There's no text numbers, Guru Maharaj. It's just one after the other, one after the other. I can give a page number, but I don't think that's going to mean anything.
Yeah, I have a text here, a PDF. It's 1200 pages, and chapter 6 is the Lord's meeting with Advaita Acharya.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. And then I tried to look up with the search word where you were, but I did not find.
I'm going to say Advaita Acharya is the next paragraph, but that's everywhere.
No,
Yes.
just look in there. You can just go through the thing. You can remember sort of.
Yeah.
Just look through the thing there. You'll get it pretty
So
much.
you go past all the glories. You go to the part where it's talking, just talking about Advaita Acharya going to meet. Oh no, just talking about. Oh, I can't remember. So it's just talking. It was talking about how great the Lord is, beautiful than a million moons. It's talking about his wearing the Kastumba jewel and gems and his beautiful shark-shaped earrings. And it's just after that.
I try on the earrings.
No, try on that word, that Quandari.
It doesn't work.
Quandari. Put that word in, because that's closest, really. And that word wasn't in this chapter before.
The search engine doesn't work. So I have to. Here is text 39. Because of me, the Lord has come from Vaikuntha. Speaking in this way, he rolled on the ground and cried. But it doesn't look like that's anything near your story. Your text.
No, he did do that.
No. You got to understand. They're different in the way they're written. They're different author. What do you call translators? So don't worry about that. Just go on from there. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Just read it. Don't be so precise.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Text 39. Because of me, the Lord has come from Vaikuntha. Speaking in this way, he rolled on the ground and cried. On hearing about the appearance of the Lord, Advaita's chaste wife, the mother of the universe, cried in happiness. Although Achyutananda, the son of Advaita, was only a small child, he also cried incessantly. Advaita, along with his wife and son, all cried. All the servants surrounding them also cried. No one was aware of who cried, whereas Advaita's entire household became filled with love of Krishna. Although Advaita tried to compose himself, he was unable to do so. His body continually rocked back and forth in ecstatic love of God. He said to Ramai, "What did the Lord tell me?" Ramai replied, "Come immediately." Advaita Prabhu said, "O Ramai Pandit, listen. If he acts like my Lord, then I will have faith in him. If he displays his opulence to me and places his lotus feet on my head, then I will recognize him as the Lord of my life. I swear this is the truth." Ramai said, "O Prabhu, what can I say? I am fortunate. I will see this with my own eyes. Whatever you desire is also his desire. Whatever you desire is also his desire. In fact, the Lord has incarnated because of you. In fact, the Lord has incarnated because of you." Advaita Prabhu was pleased to hear Ramai's statement. He then began to make arrangements for the auspicious journey. He said to his wife, "Quickly get ready, take the ingredients for worship, and let us go." Advaita's chaste wife knew the truth about Lord Chaitanya. She gathered together sandalwood paste, flower garlands, incense, and cloth, cream. She also took some of the Lord's favorite items like condensed milk, yogurt, cream, butter, camphor, and betel nuts. The Supreme Lord Advaita Prabhu then departed with his wife. He forbade Ramai Pandit from informing the Lord about his arrival. "Tell him Advaita Acharya has not come, then I will see what my Lord has to say. I will secretly stay in the house of Nandana Acharya, but you tell him he has not come." Lord Vishvambara, who resides in the heart of everyone, understood Advaita's resolution. Knowing about the arrival of Advaita Acharya, the Lord went to the house of Srivas Pandit. Almost all of Lord Chaitanya's devotees gathered there by the will of the Lord. Everyone could understand that the Lord was absorbed in ecstasy. They all became anxious and stood there silently. Then Lord Tridas Rai roared loudly and sat on the throne of Lord Vishnu. Then Lord Tridas Rai roared loudly and sat on the throne of Lord Vishnu. The Lord repeatedly declared, "Nada is coming, Nada is coming, Nada wants to see my opulences." Nityananda knows the Lord's desires. Nityananda knows the Lord's desires. With this understanding, he held an umbrella over the Lord's head. Understanding the situation, Gadadhar offered camphor and betel nuts. Everyone present served the Lord according their own favorable mood. Everyone present served the Lord according their own favorable mood. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Some offered prayers, and some offered various services. At that time, Ramai arrived there. Before Ramai could speak anything, the Lord said to him, Nada has sent you to test me. Before Ramai could speak anything, the Lord said to him, Nada has sent you to test me. The Lord rolled his head and said, Nada is coming. He knows me well, yet he always tests me. I know Nada is hiding at the house of Nandana Acharya, and he has sent you to test me. Quickly go and bring him here. I am gladly saying this with my own mouth. Quickly go and bring him here. I am gladly saying this with my own mouth. Ramai Pandit again happily went and explained to Advaita everything that the Lord has said. On hearing him, Advaita Acharya floated in waves of ecstasy. On hearing him, Advaita Acharya floated in waves of ecstasy, having fulfilling his purpose. Having fulfilling his purpose, he immediately went to the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Advaita Acharya and his wife offered obeisances from a distance and recited prayers as they approached the Lord. They became before the Lord and surrendered at his fearless lotus feet. The matchless beauty of which enchant the entire universe. The Lord's enchanting beauty defeated that of millions of cupids. The Lord's enchanting beauty defeated that of millions of cupids, and his effulgent body resembled molten gold, and his effulgent body resembled molten gold. His pleasing face defeated the beauty of millions of moons. His pleasing face defeated the beauty of millions of moons. He always bestowed mercy on Advaita Acharya. He always bestowed mercy on Advaita Acharya. His two arms, decorated with various ornaments and jewels, resembled two golden pillars. His broad chest was decorated with the mark of Srivatsa and the Kaustuba gem. He wore earrings shaped like sharks and the Vaijayanti garland. Hare Krishna, oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. His unlimited effulgence defeated that of millions of suns. Rama, the goddess of fortune, sat at his lotus feet, and Ananta held an umbrella over his head. No one could distinguish which were his toenails and which were the jewels. Standing in a threefold bending pose, he smiled as he played a flute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Advaita saw the Lord. Advaita saw the Lord, his associates, and his ornaments as full of effulgence, as full of effulgence. He saw personalities with 4 heads, 5 heads, and 6 heads offering obeisances to the Lord. And he saw personalities like Narada and Sukadeva offering prayers. with awe and reverence. We saw a beautiful woman resembling Ganga sitting on a shark and offering obeisances to the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then he saw the thousand-headed Anantaches offering prayers to the Lord as the effulgent demigods watched on all sides. Advaitacharya turned his head and saw thousands of demigods chanting the name of Krishna at the feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Those demigods that are mediated on the time, those demigods that are mediated on at the time of worship, were all seen surrounding the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. On seeing this opulence, Advaita got up from his prostrated position and was struck with wonder. He saw great serpents with hundreds of hoods raise their arms while offering prayers to the Lord. He saw the entire sky filled with divine chariots. The airways were congested by elephants, swans, and horses. Millions and millions of serpents' wives were offering prayers to the Lord while chanting the name of Krishna with tears in their eyes. There was no vacant place left on the earth or in the sky. He saw many great rishis offering obeisances in one corner. Seeing that opulence, both husband and wife were so awestruck that they became speechless. The most merciful Lord Vishvambara looked at Advaita and spoke as follows. I have descended to fulfill your vow. I have descended to fulfill your vow, for you have profusely worshipped me. For you have profusely worshipped me. I was sleeping in the ocean of milk, but your loud cries broke my sleep. I was sleeping in the ocean of milk, but your loud cries broke my sleep. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You could not tolerate the sufferings of the living entity. You could not tolerate the suffering of the living entities. So you have brought me to deliver them. You could not tolerate the suffering of the of the living entities, so you have brought me to deliver them. All my associates that you saw surrounding me have already taken birth because of you. All my associates that you saw surrounding me have already taken birth because of you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare. By your mercy, Vaishnavas, that even personalities like Brahma desire to see, will now be seen by everyone. By your mercy, Vaishnavas, that even personalities like Brahma desire to see, will now be seen by everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. On hearing the Lord's words, Advaita and his wife raised their arms and began to cry. Today, my life has become successful. Today, all my desires have been fulfilled. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Today, my life and activities have become successful, for I have seen your lotus feet. The four Vedas only describe your glories, but cannot directly see you. The four Vedas only describe your glories, but cannot directly see you. Yet you have appeared because of me. Hare Krishna. I have no power outside your causeless mercy. I have no power outside your causeless mercy. Who can deliver living entities other than you? Who can deliver the living entities other than you? Oh, Hare Krishna. While speaking in this way, Advaita Acharya floated in the ecstasy of love of God. The Lord then said, "Now arrange for my worship. Now arrange for my worship." On receiving the Lord's order, he happily worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya with full attention. On receiving the Lord's order, he happily worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya with full attention. He first washed the lotus feet of the Lord with fragrant water, and then smeared them with sandalwood paste. He dipped the tulasi manjaris in the sandalwood paste and placed them and the ingredients of arghya on the Lord's lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. He dipped tulasi manjaris in the sandalwood paste and placed them and the ingredients of arghya on the Lord's lotus feet. He worshipped with the Lord. He worshipped the Lord with 5 ingredients like sandalwood paste, flowers, incense, and ghee. As he worshipped the Lord, tears of love flowed from his eyes. He offered a lamp with 5 ghee wicks and again offered prayers. He offered the lamp with 5 ghee wicks and again offered prayers. Finally, he loudly chanted, Jaya, Jaya. After worshipping the Lord's feet with 16 ingredients, he offered a flower garland, cloth, and ornaments. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Advaita Acharya worshipped the Lord according to the Pancharatrika regulations and the scriptures. He offered his obeisances while reciting the following verse. He offered his obeisances while reciting the following verse. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable deity for all Brahmanical men, who is the well-wisher of the cows and brahmanas, and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead, known as Krishna and Govinda. First he offered obeisances by reciting this verse. Then he offered prayers in accordance with various scriptures. All glories to Vishvambara, the life and soul of all living entities. All glories to Gaurachandra, the ocean of mercy. All glories to he who makes the words of his devotees come true. All glories to he who makes the words of his devotees come true. All glories to Mahaprabhu, the supreme fountainhead of all incarnations. All glories to Mahaprabhu, the supreme fountainhead of all incarnations. All glories to the Lord, who is enchanted by the beauty of Goddess Lakshmi. All glories to the Lord, who is enchanted by the beauty of Goddess Lakshmi, the daughter of the ocean. All glories to He who is decorated with the mark of Shivatsa and the Kaustuba gem. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All glories to He who inaugurated the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All glories to He who enjoyed the pastime of accepting his own devotion. Hare Krishna. All glories to Mahaprabhu, who lies on the bed of Ananta. All glories to He who is the shelter of all living entities. Hare Krishna. You are Vishnu. You are Krishna. You are Narayan. You are Matsya. You are Kurma. You are eternal, O Lord. You are Varaha. And you are Vamana. You protect the Vedas in every millennium. You are the destroyer of the demoniac dynasties. You are the life of Sita, the bestower of boons to Guha, and the deliverer of Ahalya, and nourishing Deva. You incarnated to deliver Prahlad and kill Hiranyakashipu. You are the crest jewel of all demigods and the best of the Brahmanas. You accept various foodstuffs at Nilachala. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The four Vedas wander from place to place in search of you. The four Vedas wander from place to place in search of you. You have hidden from them by coming here. You have hidden from them by coming here. You are most expert in concealing yourself, but your devotees recognize and expose you. Whoa, you are most expert in concealing yourself, but your devotees recognize and expose you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Whoa. You have incarnated to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. There is nothing in the unlimited universes other than you. There is nothing in the unlimited universes other than you. Gauri and Shankara are overwhelmed by the nectar of your lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, the goddess of nature, engages in the service of these lotus feet with full attention. Rama, the goddess of nature, fortune, engages in the service of these lotus feet with full attention. The thousand-headed Anatashesh sings the glories of these lotus feet. The thousand-headed Anatashesh, they sings the glories of these lotus feet. Hari Hari. Lord Brahma always worships these lotus feet. Lord Brahma always worships these lotus feet. And the Shrutis, Smritis, and Puranas glorify these lotus feet. These lotus feet covered the entire Satyaloka and the head of Bali Maharaj. because we became glorified by the touch of these lotus feet. These lotus feet covered the entire Satyaloka, and the head of Bali Maharaj became glorified by the touch of these lotus feet. The forceful flow of the Ganges that is sustained by Lord Shiva emanates from these lotus feet. Oh, Hare Krishna. The intelligence of Advaita surpasses that of millions of Brahspatis. He knows perfectly well the glorious position of Lord Chaitanya. The intelligence of Advaita surpasses that of millions of Brahspatis. He knows perfectly well the glorious position of Lord Chaitanya. While glorifying the Lord's lotus feet, he floated in tears of ecstasy. He then fell flat at the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sri Gaurangarai, the super soul of all living entities. Sri Gaurangarai, the super soul of all living entities, placed his lotus feet on the head of Advaita. Placed his lotus feet on the head of Advaita. As soon as he placed his feet on the head of Advaita, the tumultuous sound of Jaya Jaya was heard. Oh, Hare Krishna. On seeing this wonderful sight, everyone was overwhelmed and began chanting Hari, Hari. Some of them rolled on the ground, and some of them clapped in their hands. Others cried loudly while embracing each other. The heart's desire of Advaita and his wife was fulfilled, for they attained the lotus feet of the Lord as they had previously desired. Lord Vishvambara instructed Advaita, O Nada, dance in my kirtana. Lord Vishvambara instructed Advaita, O Nada, dance in my kirtana. Hare Krishna. I'm so focused on this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Being instructed by the Lord, Advaita Goswami began to dance in various devotional moods. Being instructed by the Lord, Advaita Goswami began to dance in various devotional moods. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna. As the most enchanting sound of Kirtana arose, Advaita Prabhu danced before Lord Gaurachandra. Sometimes he danced madly, and sometimes he danced sweetly. Sometimes he held many straws between his teeth. Sometimes he whirled around. Sometimes he stood up, and sometimes he rolled on the ground. Sometimes he sighed deeply, and sometimes he fell unconscious. According to the mood of the kirtana, he happily danced in various ways. According to the mood of the kirtana, he happily danced in various ways. In the end, he remained in the mood of a servant. In the end, he remained in the mood of a servant. No one could understand his inconceivable glories. No one could understand his inconceivable glories. When he rushed up to the Lord and saw Nityananda, he smiled while raising his eyebrows. When he rushed up to the Lord and saw Nityananda, he smiled while raising his eyebrows. He smiled and said, "O Nitai, it is good that you have come. For so long I could not see you." Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Today I will bind you. Then where will you go? Sometimes he addressed him as Prabhu, and sometimes he called him a drunkard. Nityananda Rai smiled at the behavior of Advaita. Nityananda Rai smiled at the behavior of Advaita. They are actually one. They are actually one. But for the sake of Krishna's pastimes, they have become two. I've already described how Nityananda joyfully serves Lord Chaitanya in various forms. I have already described how Nityananda joyfully serves Lord Chaitanya in various forms. In some forms he advises the Lord. In some forms he meditates on the Lord. In some forms he becomes the Lord's umbrella or bed. And in some forms he sings the glories of the Lord. As the most fortunate souls know very well that there is no difference between Nityananda and Advaita. All their pastimes of quarreling together that you see are the inconceivable sporting of the Lord. All their pastimes of quarreling together that you can see are the inconceivable sporting of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. The exchange of love between these two resembles the exchange of love between Ananta and Shankar, for they are both dear forms of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. If one who does not understand their quarrels takes the side of one and respects him while criticizing the other, he is vanquished. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. He is vanquished. Hare Krishna. Oh, wow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I have to look up the word vanquished. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Say banquet is feast.
Feast, okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Ooh. As all the Vaishnavas watched Advaita's dancing, they were overwhelmed and merged in an ocean of bliss. When the Lord ordered Advaita to stop dancing, he immediately stopped. The Lord gave his own garland to Advaita, and then smiled and said, "Ask for a benediction. Ask for a benediction." Advaita did not reply as Vishvambara repeatedly said, "Ask, ask." Advaita then said, "What more can I ask for? Whatever I desired, I have already received. I have danced before you. Now all my desires have been fulfilled. O Lord, what can I ask for? What more is there? I have directly seen your incarnation. What should I ask for?" You know well, you know well what I lack. What is there that you, what is there what you do not see with your transcendental vision? Lord Vishwambara rolled his head and said, I've manifested because of you. I will preach the chanting of the holy names from house to house, so that the entire universe will dance as they sing my glories.
Who wants to send Tom some hankies?
Yeah, I have some paper here. Hare Krishna.
You got to have the real thing, man. Cloth. 100% cotton.
They're somewhere in another place. I've got hankies from you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh. I will preach the chanting of the holy names from house to house, so that the entire universe will dance as they sing my glories. I will distribute that devotional service for which personalities headed by Brahma, Shiva, and Narada undergo austerities. This I assure you. Advaita replied, if you will distribute devotional service, then also give it to the less intelligent person, including the women and the sudras and Sudra. Let all the sinful people who are proud of their education, wealth, high birth, and austerities, and those who place obstacles in the path of your devotees and your devotional service, burn to death. And let all others, include the dog eaters, dance while singing your holy names and qualities. Hearing Advaita's statement, the Lord roared loudly and said, whatever you say will be fulfilled. Wow. The entire world is witness to these words. The entire world is witness to these words. For his mercy was distributed to the foolish and fallen. For his mercy was distributed to the foolish and fallen.
See, the world is a witness. When we're all of the world, and when we get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya through the real parampara, then it's, you see, the world is a witness. Yes, yes. And that's the only way people know. They have to see it. You don't know an unknown stone to be a touchstone until you see it work. So people will recognize that the Lord Chaitanya's mercy is flowing through our Sangha by seeing the world. The world is witnessing. Worldly people will witness what's the transformation of others here, and they will yearn for that also. Why not? It's the best thing in the world, best thing in the universe. Demigods want this. Why wouldn't the world want it when they see enough of it and learn? So, great. Congratulations.
And then when they express their witnessing, then the mercy is they become empowered.
That's right. See, you have to be an example. You know, then otherwise, how do we know? You know, so the Lord does it, and you realize it's the mercy. You know, when you get recipient of the mercy by being in the right place, then you know. Yeah, it's like the Christians. They say they realize It's right. Believing in Jesus is righteousness, but confession is unto salvation. So when you confess by expressing the truth in you, the recipient of that mercy, you express it, then people get saved, and you save more yourself too. You just get more purified, but everybody benefits. The speaker is uplifted and purified, and those who come to listen are also uplifted and purified. So that's why Krishna says there's no one more dear to me than a preacher. See, because that increases our dearness to the Lord, is expressing the good fortune that we're receiving, and it's, okay? And then automatically you become dearer and dearer to the Lord, and the Lord becomes dearer and dearer to you. Like this.
I feel we become absorbed in that flow, in that movement, in that bhakti, and then well, we become absorbed in that flow, in that movement, that bhakti, and then everything adjusts to that. That's becoming the leading force. That leads everything, brings everything in place.
One-stop solution.
Yeah, but I also hear step by step when you say that. Step by step. So everyone is coming into that energy and into that flow in its own sequence and its own timing. Everyone is coming step by step. They are not coming from the same perspective. They all come from their own karmic position, their own accumulated propensities. They all come from their own history, from their own sometimes drama, accumulated drama stories.
Yeah, like that.
Well, what shall we do now?
What do you want to do? You want to read more?
Oh,
you want to sing? Want to sing some verses?
Let me first take. Yeah. I want to sing.
Okay.
Let me first take a little water.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Ooh, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Go ahead. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Even dog eaters are dancing and singing the glories of the Lord. Even the dog eaters are dancing and singing the glories of the Lord, while the Bhattas, Mishras, and Chakravartis are engaged in criticizing. Someone who studies the scriptures and shaves his head may nevertheless lose his intelligence. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh. Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Oh. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Someone who studies the scriptures and shaves his head may nevertheless lose his intelligence. For one who blasphemes Nityananda is certainly doomed. The entire world receives the love of Godhead by the mercy of Advaita Prabhu. All these pastimes are described in the Madhya Kanda. Only Saraswati, the mother of the universe, knows everything about the loving conversations between Lord Chaitanya and Advaita Prabhu. Only Saraswati, the mother of the universe, knows everything about the loving conversations between Lord Chaitanya and Advaita Prabhu. Wow. That goddess manifests on everyone's tongue. That goddess manifests on everyone's tongue and unlimitedly sings the glories of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I offer my respectful obeisances at the feet of all the Vaishnavas, so that they may not consider my offenses. Advaita Goswami and his wife became jubilant, and on the order of the Lord they remained there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dada Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dada Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda That are we Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Wow. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Wow. Wow. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. What I feel is in every human being, in every soul, the story is continuing. It's continuing. It's continuing. Oh, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna. According to everyone's position and everyone's surrendering and progress, it's continuing perfectly. Whoa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whoa. Oh. What I feel is everybody, everyone, every entity, everyone is on the path, on the way to their own personal golden time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You are on your path to your golden time. You are on your path to your golden time. Everyone is on his path to his golden time. Did you already find that golden door? Do you know the golden door? Do you hear the golden sound? Do you already hear the golden sound? Do you already feel the golden bliss? Do you feel the golden bliss? Do you feel that do you smell the golden nectar? Do you ever enjoy the golden nectar? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Bhaktavrinda Gaura Bhaktavrinda Gaura Bhaktavrinda Gaura Bhaktavrinda Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Prema Mudita Manase Kao Prema Mudita Manase Kao. That means sing with your heart. Sing with all of your heart. And then you can choose a name. And by the name you can attract, you will attract. You will attract. You will be attracted. Prema Modita Manase Kaho. Prema Mudita Manase Kaho. I really want to invite you to sing your own personal precious, most precious name. Yes. Thank you. I don't hear you.
Yeah. Hey, there's Rangaleka. Thanks, Tom. That was great.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at these guys.
Okay.
Hey, Hare Krishna there, Rangaleka.
Wow, nice to see you.
You enjoying your food there? These guys are not listening.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, there's Rangaleka. Thanks. Here.
Yeah.
We're watching you guys. Yeah, yes, we're over here.
Hare Krishna there. Guru Raj, how are you?
Good. How are you? Enjoying your food?
Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
Yes, I'm enjoying my food.
Oh,
Good.
sorry.
Good.
Oh, yeah, so you're back on. You should be able to hear you.
There he is. What do you want to say to your fans?
Yeah.
What do you want to say to your fans?
Proceed.
Good. How are you?
You never turned them in.
Hello.
Okay, we'll let you deal with your stuff. All right, Tom, that was great. What do you want to say to your fans? What do you want to say to your fans out here?
Hello.
I don't know if I understood you well, but when I am thinking about what do you want to say to your friend there?
No, I'm saying to Rangaleka, what do you want to say to your fans out here? Not friends, fans.
I haven't got any.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've got any. If anybody wants to join in, just write the name on a £50 note and send it off to me. And that's it. That's then they're you know, and they'll be official members of my fan club.
Ah. So when are you going to be broadcasting your next Radharasa Sudhanidhi?
After dinner.
After dinner, huh? Okay.
What? I don't know.
He can't eat too much then. You have to eat just a little. And then
Well, I take his dinner away from him now.
No.
Yeah. No. Dinner. Yeah. Okay, we'll be looking forward to your classes in the next day or two.
Okay, look forward to it. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I think that's probably enough for a while. Thank you very much, everybody, and we're going to sign off, and let's see who signs on later.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all for joining us out there in Cyberland, and we'll be back, as Arnold would say.